Hello and welcome to Out and About in Ireland on irishtv.ie. Now this week, well, we're getting down to business as our programme is all about entrepreneurship in the west of Ireland. We'll be checking out some very successful companies that are located here, as well as seeing what are the opportunities and facilities for new start-up businesses. The Galway Mayo Institute of Technology has two innovation and business centres located here in the west of Ireland to encourage and indeed support new businesses, especially through that tough start-up period. Now, irishtv.ie headed along to the Innovation and Business Centre in Castlebar, County Mayo, to see how they're promoting business in the west.
The Innovation Centre was set up in 2006, and so we're here over 5 years, and the whole purpose of the centre is to encourage or to house new business startup companies by offering desk space or office space to new company startups. So people come in, they rent a room or rent a desk here, and we would work with them. We would work through their business plans or whatever part they're at. They start off quite small and then they grow and then they move out of the centres and set up in the regions. The GMIT will play a big part in the centres, both here in Mayo and in Galway. What I do is I would work very closely with the companies. They come to me with whatever issues or challenges they have. We would also meet every maybe month, or depending on where the company's at. Some of them are further along, some of them are very early stage. And then we kind of go through the challengers or what problems they have at the moment, and we try and kind of fix them and move them on a bit further. The whole purpose of the centres is they're incubation centres. What that means is that they come in as small early stage startups. We would help them grow, and we would have examples of In Time Media, who started off with one person on their own and now there's 8 of them there.
When you're in a building like this where there's a bunch of other entrepreneurs doing their thing, there's a really interesting vibe that develops, and we're able to help and support each other in sort of soft ways with advice on this or that, or insights about things, or keeping each other in the flow of information. Because although we have very different businesses covering different sectors and so on, the process of going through a startup is very similar. So we're able to provide some soft support, as it were, to each other. In Time Media is really about thinking about how mobile devices, and that now includes tablets as well, can be used as what is called a second screen for the interaction with TV programs. So if you've got a big show like Dancing with the Stars or X Factor or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and those are the big entertainment formats that we're targeting, our app, our technology allows people to do a whole bunch of things around and alongside that program. I think having someone like Maria Staunton here to give access to other forms of networks in the county and across the country by virtue of the platform that she has here is really helpful. She was directly responsible for us getting access to a couple of the private investors who came on board, and the work that she does and the people that she's connected to through GMIT really give us a context, a sense that we are in a place where there is real innovation going on, where there's a real office with real teams of people doing real stuff. And I think that's a kind of validation that's extremely important when you're just sitting there with a blank piece of paper wondering what to do next, So it's been very, very helpful.
There's a huge amount of opportunities. Even some of the client companies you'll talk to, here and in Galway will tell you that, I suppose, where they started first, you'd wonder, I suppose, when they're starting up, is there an opportunity in this space? But when they do their research and stuff, opportunities arise. Sometimes people come in here with ideas they think are wonderful, and, you think yourself they're wonderful, and then they change along the way. And they meet people and they discover that maybe this idea is not going to work, but they'll get a lot of advice and a lot of, they'll learn a lot when you start out in this kind of a phase, and you might start with one thing and end up with another by the time you finish. So So they start out quite small and then they grow and then they move out of the centres in maybe 2-3 years, depending on how long it takes them to grow. A knowledge clinic, there will be 2 of them, and hopefully in time there will be many, many more of them.
We started a small business here at the IABC, doing webinars where we take entrepreneurs and business people from all walks of life and let them talk about what they know about and where they're experts. We then provide the technology and the infrastructure and share in the revenue.
And we're also applying that technology to a new system of education for patients who are diagnosed with chronic illness. And that's the part of the business that we're building up very quickly right now with the help of Enterprise Ireland and Southwest Mayo Development Corporation. It's all been facilitated beautifully. And one of the reasons why we can do this is because of all the supports, and the Innovation and Business Centre, and particularly Maria Staunton, have been just invaluable to us. Just to have an office here and to have access to all the supports that we could possibly need to start a business has been remarkable. Coming here, we had access to people who could explain to us where to find things that we needed to make the business a success.
And they immediately basically created a big network for us and put us into the system. We've been given a mentor by Enterprise Ireland who facilitated us tremendously as well. And because of all this, we're ready to go.
There are so many people doing remarkable things under these programs that I think the word should get out, and it'll change the economy overnight if it does.
At the moment here from this centre we would have 6 companies that have spun out of the centre, and we'll be in regular contact with them. So we like to keep an eye on where they're at, how they're progressing. They come back and they kind of say, well, can we use your conference room to meet people, or can we attend some internal networking events you're having here to meet the clients? Because I suppose it's a lonely sort of a journey, and when you remove yourself from the people you've met in here and everybody's in the same boat, sometimes it's nice to be able to come back. We would have various programs that we run, enterprise programs. The main one that we run is called the Midlands and West Enterprise Programme. It has the acronym MWEP, if you ever see the name around. And it's a 1-year startup programme that is funded by Enterprise Ireland. And it's all about growing high potential startup companies, again a term by Enterprise Ireland. So it's high growth companies that are going to employ 10 plus people in 3 years, and going to have revenue of over $1 million in 3 years, and going to just kind of export is the big thing with the MWEP. Companies that are going to be exporting outside of Ireland.
I came across the poster on the wall advertising Midlands and West Enterprise Programme called MWEP, running by Innovation Business Centre, and I decided to just give it a try. So I attended the evening that they would announce on the rules and everything. So the main rule was actually to give up the existing job in order to start and boost the business. That was pretty much a difficult decision. We joined and we received major support by them in terms of mentoring, advisory, accessibility to information, to various contacts within the industry, promotion, marketing, etc. So the value was absolutely huge. We provide businesses with a mobile communication channel, and we also aggregate and develop services and solutions for them based on a particular channel called USSD, which is totally interactive, supported by all mobile phones, and provides businesses with interaction with their customers, irrespective of country, network or mobile handsets. So, to date, we run in over 30 different projects. Most of them are pilots around the world, and we're getting huge demand for this particular technology and this particular service that we use. We've developed a platform, a really sophisticated platform that combines different technologies and different use. So we've created a solution where we act as one single hub, so we connect all mobile networks and all service providers in one particular platform. The amount of advice and amount of pointing to the right direction was given by MWP was seriously enormous, and I would advise to anybody who wants to start their own business definitely to get in touch with IABC, and in particular to join some sort of program like MWP.
We also run a smaller program which is called a Startup Enterprise Programme, and we're involved with the leader companies there here in Mayo, and they fund that. And what it is about is it's people who have smaller ideas, maybe that they don't have to have the big export focus, but at the same stage they're creating many jobs, and they turn out really good businesses, and they could become Enterprise Ireland clients in the future. So we run various enterprise programs as well, where people come in here, participate on the programs, learn a lot, and get a lot of mentoring support. and then move on.
Power savvy, well, what we do is we help people tackle rising electricity costs in their home. How we do this is we've developed the Power Detective. It's an innovative technology which is able to isolate the power consumption of individual appliances from simply monitoring the total power consumption of the home. So what that's able to do then is it's basically able to give a breakdown of your electricity consumption, something like this. So I'm able to generate a report for somebody saying how much their cooker is costing them, how much the clothes dryer is costing them, how many times they used it during the week, and so on. The point being that once you start getting an understanding of where you're using the power, we can identify where you're wasting power and ultimately give you some practical steps to help you save some money on your electricity costs. What I do is I just provide a service, so I'll come to somebody's house, I'll install this at their existing meter, leave it there for a period of time, and then run my software algorithm, which will do the analysis and identify which appliances are driving their costs, and more importantly, where then I can compare that then to their peers, for example, to say you're using more than is the norm on your maybe your clothes dryer or your cooker or whatever. Here are common mistakes, here's how you can save in that area. It was about 2 years ago that I started doing this when I was made redundant. I'm an electrical engineer is my background, so it was a good area to start looking at, was energy and energy efficiency and so on, and that's how I came up with this idea. So I have developed my prototype, I've developed the model, I have the software algorithm working and so on. We're actually now just getting ready to ramp this up and get a good volume of customers coming through. Being in the Innovation Centre is a great help, because when you're starting out you're very much almost in a bubble on your own, and that's a very dangerous position to be in because you can become very isolated. So it is great to be in the Innovation Centre where there are other people doing the same thing, so you get that daily interaction, you get some practical tips from other people that are starting their businesses, because realistically you're all facing the same problems, how to get a website set up or how to even get your email installed on the computer. So it's great to have other people to turn to, that you're not as isolated. And there's great just moral support as well, knowing that there are other people at similar stages of development and struggling a little bit, and you can kind of get energy from each other, I guess, to keep going when you're having a bad day. As well as the support from the peers, you also get support from the organisation, in that by being in an incubation centre you will get access to people like Enterprise Ireland or the county enterprise boards, because they do see it as you're kind of more serious about your startup coming into an innovation centre or an incubation space like this, rather than just being working in your garage at home, for example. So it's great being part of a structured environment like that, that is recognised as a place that can develop businesses. So it does open doors to some of those state bodies as well.
If you're living abroad, have a business idea and would like to move back to the west of Ireland to set up a company, then the Innovation and Business Centre in Castlebar, or indeed in Galway, well, it really should be your first port of call. They have so much help and advice and support there to get your idea off the ground. A recent initiative that they ran was the Spirit of Entrepreneurship, right here in County Mayo.
Well, I think one of the duties of government is to recognise that if you look back at Ireland's history, we have dealt with adversity and challenge in the past, and we've always beaten those. And while we've got a set of economic challenges now, Europe is looking at Ireland in a very different light than it was a few months ago. They're now saying Ireland can be the first country to emerge from a bailout situation, where decisions of government, with government and the people, actually do make a difference. And my job is in recognising the talents of our Irish people, is to set up a system whereby that creativity and that ingenuity is unleashed and given the opportunity to reach its full potential.
Every year we have this event called the Spirit of Entrepreneurship event. This is the 5th year we've had it, and what we normally do is we invite entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, to come and to speak at the event to people who are thinking about starting up a business or people in business. And we also have 3 of our own companies in the Innovation Centre are pitching that night to the audience. So they're going to pitch kind of what they're doing for 3 minutes, and the audience can participate and kind of judge them as well. And we'll have a bit of a Dragon's Den thing going on. And our client companies will be exhibiting what they're doing. So if people come along and they have they want to kind of participate a little bit in the Innovation Centre, whether it's with ideas or whether they want to give some business advice to us. We're always looking for people who have great experience out there and that want to give it back.
Young men and young women from this country would be able to go to work in the morning, happy in the knowledge that they're contributing to their own well-being, to the company for which they work, to their local economy and to their country.
Entrepreneurs, I think, are to be celebrated because they're the ones who are now going to create the jobs in every single county, and those jobs are the glue that holds the community together. We also had 3 business ideas being pitched tonight to a panel of investors who were really representing GMIT here to pick a winner, and in fact they were all winners. Great businesses focused on IT, focused on digital media, focused on education, really good businesses, I think, all of whom have a great future. Can I say the quality of the entrepreneurs themselves, the diversity of their backgrounds, their ability to articulate the market, the value proposition and their strategies for entering the market was incredibly impressive. It was difficult to pick one, but we had to pick one. That was the task that we were given, and can I say that it gives me great pleasure to announce that the overall winner is John from Bully Trees.
Great to get the win. I mean, it gives us credibility, it gives us notice, and there was a lot of people came up afterwards, obviously interested in the project. So I was delighted to win. And you have to be competitive as an entrepreneur all the time. The platform here tonight was to investors and to the general public to try and raise funding, and it was, as you know, it's fantastic. We got great support from the judges, from the Dragon's Den people, and from Kenny, the tea shop. And the buzz here, and the buzz around entrepreneurs in general is huge. There's no recession among entrepreneurs, and that's for sure.
I absolutely believe that Ireland has a very strong entrepreneurial spirit, and it's at times like this that we're going to see our true colours. In every single part of the country that I travel to, I see entrepreneurs working hard to survive in business, and new entrepreneurs emerging all the time with great ideas to come forward with energy and passion, and above all self-confidence. We need to nurture them, we need to identify them early, and we need to help them. And we need to give them every single support that we can, because they're the companies and the businesses that are going to create the jobs that are going to help the economic recovery of this country, and we need to make sure that they get every support that we can.
The west of Ireland has a very highly skilled workforce at present, and it's a very attractive time for people that are abroad to come back home and set up a new business. Firstly, let's look at CBE Retail Solutions in Claremorris, County Mayo, who are the market leaders in retail technology.
Well, I worked as a sales manager for a company in County Galway, and it was in the cash register business. And basically I decided to set up on my own business, and we started off as a cash register company in 1980, and later we grew into systems. Now we're predominantly a software company, although people still associate us with cash registers, and it is an important part of our business, but a small part of our business. The one thing I'll say that as the CEO of CB, I'm very much a facilitator. I bring a team together, and what we've got here, it's not about me, it's about the team. We have a fantastic team here. Started off with 3 employees. We currently employ 120 people. We're Claremorris' biggest employer here in County Mayo, and most of our employees are top grade graduates from the various colleges around the country, and we're fortunate here that we have the NUIG and GMIT, and we have a lot of students from those that we employ. But we have employees from probably every institution in the country, DCU and Limerick University and so on. We have developed a very strong brand. As you probably know, the CB logo and brand is well known throughout Ireland, and we've done that through making sure that our logo is prominent in all our vans and our cars and our marketing material and so on and so forth, but also through sponsorships. We sponsor many good causes, and particularly the Mayo Ladies, for example, in County Mayo we support, and they have been great ambassadors of the CBE brand down the years. But as well as that, across the way here you'll see we support the Claremorris Soccer Club. I think there's something like over 100 charities and clubs and sports things that we sponsor. But it comes back to us because people get to know that the CBE are a decent company. We want to put something back into to what we're doing in the country, and that I want to build up that brand as a good, solid, strong, ethical company as well. You know. Here in Claremorris, we're one of the only towns in the country to have MAN, which is a metro area network system for high-end technology. So we actually have as good a technology power here in Claremorris as New York or Dublin has. So as a location, it's excellent. All our installations, all our systems installations, our primary business is to the retail sector. We sell supermarkets, scanning and systems control retail stores. And we have them all over Ireland and England and Scotland and Wales and so on. But no matter where our installation is, it can be supported from here in Claremorris. We actually do all our support remotely through the internet. We have a team of people here and they can dial into the system if it's in Shanghai or Edinburgh or London or Ballintubber or Belmullet. For entrepreneurs starting up today, I'd say to them not to be afraid. We started our business in the 1980s. There was a depression and a recession on that time as well, and not be afraid to fail either. And if they fail once, to get up off their tails and do it again, and to use there's a lot of systems available and supports available at the moment. Talk to your local enterprise board, talk to your Enterprise Ireland and so on, and get all the assistance you can. We are the best in the market at retail system, particularly in the convenience store sector. We don't sell to what they call Tier 1, the big Tesco's and so on and so forth, but we do sell to the convenience stores such as Centris, Spars, Budgens in the UK and Londis in the UK and so on. And if you own a Spar or a Londis in the UK, contact us. You can look us up at www.cbe.ie. And we have an office in Derby in the UK, and we've service throughout the whole of the UK, north and south, and the same service we have here in Ireland. And our business is growing very fast there, and we don't get business because we're just nice people or anything. We get it because we have an excellent product and an excellent backup service.
Now, another leading international manufacturer based here in the west of Ireland is McHale. They specialise in agricultural farm machinery. Their headquarters are based in Ballinrobe.
McHale Engineering evolved from a farm machinery business which is still in existence today, whereby my dad was importing second-hand tractors from the UK, reconditioning them and selling them on. Later on there became a need for small equipment such as manure spreaders, small mowers, things like that. So he gradually built up that business. In the mid-1980s, an opportunity came up to manufacture a product for cutting pit silage. So himself and Martin built a machine. They tested it on the home farm that winter, and that summer they manufactured some machines. So that's really how the manufacturing evolved. The real break for the company was in the late 1980s when we manufactured one of the first bale wrappers. At that time, the company made a conscious decision to specialise in bale wrappers, and it was decided by Porrick and Martin that they would grow the business through market development as opposed to product development. So between 1989 and 1999, the company entered 34 new markets around the world. McHale as a company specialise in balers and bale wrappers. Historically, we concentrated on bale wrappers between 1989 and 2002. In 2002, there was a move in the marketplace where contractors and farmers were looking for greater efficiency and to reduce the amount of labour used to produce bale silage. As a result, McHale developed the Fusion integrated baler wrapper. At this moment in time, the company's product is active in 45 markets, and normally the machines you see around you here in our showroom are operating almost year-round, because when work stops in the northern hemisphere, we start in the southern hemisphere. As a company, we spend 4% of our turnover directly in research and development. We have 16 people employed in research and development here in Ballinrobe. These people are constantly coming up with innovative ways of producing machines which can give end-user advantages in terms of output and reliability. McHale as a company employ 260 people. Going forward, I would see the McHale brand becoming stronger in the 45 countries in which we operate, and I would also see the brand going into some new markets. We are the largest producer of integrated baler wrappers in Europe, and the fusion benefits from McHale patented technologies which has been developed by our R&D team over the last number of years. The key patent in the fusion is how the bale transfers from the bale chamber to the wrapping unit. It transfers in one pass, and the lower section of the bale chamber doubles as the transfer mechanism. Due to the Porrick and Martin's closeness to the agricultural sector, they understood the needs of the customers very strongly, and as a result of that they built a business around tailoring machinery to those needs. The two key assets that McHale have are our brand and our people.
Now, if you'd like to contact Irish TV, you can email us at info@irishtv.ie, or of course you can follow us on our Facebook and Twitter pages. In County Galway, the Innovation and Business Centre at the GMIT is also doing Trojan work to nurture and encourage new business ideas.
My role in the Innovation Centre is the manager of the centre here on the GMIT campus in Dublin Road in Galway. We have a 12,000 square foot incubation centre with 19 incubation units. We have about 11 of those units filled with incubation companies. It ranges across medical device, internet, software and services, and some green technology companies. We run a number of programs for these entrepreneurs. The first program is our Enterprise Platform program, which runs over a period of months, and it provides modules and consultancy and mentoring for early stage projects, and while they're on that incubation program they can actually stay here and reside in the centre. We have a range of companies here across incubation, across Concept Desk, and indeed on our programs. We possibly have a total of 30 companies here. 3 of those have been on specific programs. An example would be eMedia, who was on our Enterprise Platform program a number of years ago and now develops innovative app technology for the human body. Active Mind, who was on our EPP program in 2007, and they have developed an interesting technology to help people improve their game of golf. And a third company in the software space would be TradeCert, who are solving a problem in relation to export documentation, and they have put all that online.
Script.
Okay.
So we have to make sure that we have that. TradeCert.com partners with organisations worldwide like Chambers of Commerce to deliver online document certification in an efficient and secure manner. For instance, exporters need certain documents stamped and signed by a Chamber of Commerce in order to ship goods. In the past, what they did, they filled out a blank form, brought it physically to the Chamber of Commerce, had it stamped and signed there. Our system enables the exporter to apply online, also enables the Chamber of Commerce to approve online as well, and they can also reject online if they feel that the document isn't in order, and the exporter then prints it out at his own desk. So this saves a lot of time and money for both the exporter and the Chamber of Commerce, because we can now do in minutes what often took hours and sometimes days to complete. Here at the Innovation Centre in the GMIT, it's been a great support to us in getting the business up and running. It's supported us in a number of ways. We've been able to use the facilities here for mentoring. We've also attached ourselves to the college, and some of the students have taken on projects on our behalf, and also 4 of our staff are actually graduates of GMIT. So the relationship with the GMIT and the centre here has been very beneficial to us.
Mind Technology is developing pioneering technology in the sports industry to improve a golfer's game. We are based here in the GMIT centre here in Galway, and also have an office in Silicon Valley in the USA. Our first product for golf contains a consumer device, an online platform, and a social and gaming elements. It basically takes your game and transfers it to a digital home where you can see and analyse your game, and you can enjoy and have fun with it. George has been instrumental in helping us grow and develop the business. The fact that they have the facilities close by with the GMIT, there's a lot of resources and lab and research facilities available to us. Also the fact that we have other similar companies here in startup mode. We can mentor and work with each other to grow and develop the business. And I suppose if there was any issues or problem, George has always been on hand to help us in that regard, and he's always been positive in terms of looking for how we can grow and develop.
So our business is called pocketanatomy.com, and we've been in business for the last 4 years. And we develop a range of medical software for smartphones and mobile tablets. Before we develop products, we're traditionally a 3D medical animation company, and we've developed animations for medical device companies and for third level education institutions. And we thought, rather than making bespoke software services for all of these clients, we decided to see if we could make an actual generic product of how the human body works, and so far both physiotherapists, medical students and medical lecturers are using our software, as I said, in the States, particularly in UCAL Irvine, and also here in Ireland and in the UK and further afield in Germany and also in Japan. Just to give you a quick demo of Pocket Body, Pocket Body is a fully anatomically accurate representation of the body, ranging from anatomical detail from skin down through 6 layers of musculature, through the internal organs and vasculature of the body down to skeletal layer. So on each layer we've got pin structures. So for example here in the neck we're able to tap on a pin, pulls up the name of that muscle, and then on that pin we've got accompanying text, which is categorized under anatomy, function, blood and nervous supply, and then also a small clinical fact. What we're hearing from different people who download our software is that they use it in a clinical setting with patients, so they're able to actually show and demonstrate to patients where exactly on the human body an injury might exist, whether it is, for example, a shoulder injury here on James, or possibly even a, sort of an internal, or particularly chest pain or something like that, to be able to actually point out that the stomach isn't actually taking up all of the cavity space in James's lower torso, but in fact is this particular area here.
What I would say to people that are listening to us, indeed that are in Ireland and that are thinking of start-up, or indeed people that are abroad and that want to come back to Galway to start up, a number of things. We are here and we will work with them very, very closely. Also, the agencies like Enterprise Ireland are very open to working with people, both here and indeed people that come back to start up companies. And, we can take the success that we've had with the companies, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. We can use that supports to help those companies to grow and to deliver. We also have a Facebook page which would be very important for people to log on to. We show all our successes there on that. And indeed, sometimes people get worried about the recession and they think it's a bad time to start a company. Well, just to give you an example, this year so far in 2011, we've had 3 major investments in medical device and software companies, probably totaling close to €4 million. So money is out there. If you have a project which has a good team and a good market traction, money can be got because the opportunities are there. And indeed in recession, what people are saying to us is that the costs of running startup companies have reduced, and the costs of getting information and supplied and product in the supply chain has reduced. So it is now is a good time for people to come and look at start-up companies. There are grants available and there is funding available, and we can use our expertise to help them.
Now it's time to take a look at some other well-known companies here who have reaped the benefits of their location in the west of Ireland. Allergan Pharmaceuticals is an international healthcare company.
multinational company Allergan Pharmaceuticals is headquartered in Irvine, California. Allergan's flagship manufacturing operation is located in Westport. Allergan is a global pharmaceutical company focusing on eye care, neuromuscular, skin care and other specialty markets. Allergan first came to Westport in the late 1970s. Their experience has been positive, and they have continued to invest further and develop here for almost 30 years.
Allergan's history in Westport has been long and productive. For a long time we manufactured contact lens care solutions here, which were leading edge and world-leading products. A couple of years ago we spun off that business, which led to a big change in our business model in Westport. And having just visited our plant today, I'm immensely proud that I'm seeing some of the best equipment in the world. This really is a plant that excels in engineering skills, scientific skills. We test pharmaceutical products from all over the world in Westport. We're immensely proud that we've been here in Westport for some 30 years now, and throughout that time it has been a really very positive experience. Huge value has been created for our company. From this location we export to markets all over the world, and not only do we export products, we've also exported, in a hypothetical sense, some highly skilled colleagues to support our operations in Texas, California, Australia, all over the world.
GFC manufacturing in Tuam in County Galway, well, at this stage it's a globally renowned company. It's also extremely well known for its innovative, quality plastic products.
GFC is a company started from very, very humble beginnings. Started off with one little agricultural product, a little bucket for feeding calves. After that we developed a range of agricultural water troughs. So they were all agriculture. It was the business I knew at the time. And from that it progressed gradually. We went on to manufacture other items for other markets over the years, and we now do a range of linen trolleys for hotel and catering. We do a marine sector, we do mussel floats, and we do marker buys and marker lights. So there's a complete range of products that we do for various different industries. We grew the company. It was slow, but it was sure, and you know, we haven't lost money since we started. Our turnover the first year was 18,000, year 2 was 50,000, year 3 was 120,000. Now that's turnover. In the last 3 years it would be in the 35 to 40 million bracket. So a lot has happened in them 20 years, and you know, to have grown a company like that, it makes me proud. We set up in the West originally, and later on we progressed to manufacturing in the UK, where we also are one of the biggest recyclers in the British Isles. We would be processing 20,000 tonnes of waste plastic and converting that into pipe, which was sold on the Irish market and the UK market. Branding is awfully important, and when we set up, or when I set up GFC, I had no idea that the brand would be as popular as it is. It's now, you know, this brand is used in 40 different countries. We've even a company in Germany who are using the brand as in to sell our agricultural products and other products. In GFC it's only 3 letters, but yet in whatever the language, whether it be German, Polish, Russian, GFC is still GFC. And that's important, that there's no mix-up in when you go to translate it to a different language. The logo is simple, effective, and it works, and it has worked. And the other thing about it is we can stick that brand onto a lot of different products. As I said, if it's in the civils area, if it's in the agricultural area, if it's in the hotel and catering area, the marine sector, the one thing that's common is plastic, and the other thing that's very common among all our companies is the GFC brand.
The range of products is massive in JFC. It has grown over the years. I think that each year we're probably to develop in the region of maybe 4 or 5 maybe new products. It's awful hard to get a product that's going to be what I would call a nugget, in one that's going to generate serious sales. I'm glad to say recently we have developed a few new things, and I'm confident that they are nuggets. Most importantly of all, the new one that we're after launching is the new cow cubicle, and that was launched at the ploughing match a few weeks ago. The reaction to it was phenomenal. And also we have another new product, which is a plastic stake. Plastic stakes are not new, but what we have is exceptionally new. It's revolutionary. It's made from virgin plastic. It won't break. It will last for years. Traditionally you had wooden stakes, and in the climate like Ireland and England and Europe, these stakes can break very easily. For me, I'm just the leader of a team. They make it happen. They're the people. I throw it in the ideas, they do the work. I think one of the traits that JFC has over the years is people selection and people that make things happen. That's what we want. That's what Irish business needs today. People who make things happen. We have an expansion plan for Tuam. We have a joint venture, and the latest one is in New Zealand for part of our marine products, and that's going to be operational in the middle of November. This is a first for any Irish company to be out there doing a joint venture. So we're looking forward to that. South Africa is exciting. A trade mission to South Africa also in November. So yes, there's opportunities out there, but you have to get out and you have to go after them. You won't find them sitting in the office in Tuam. You have to wear some shoe leather, you have to pack the bag and get the plane tickets and get on board. There is a market out there, there is business to be done, but I think that Irish people and Irish companies in general have to get up and move their ass and get out there and get it. If anyone can get a business to function now, if you can get it to operate, it doesn't have to make money if you can get it to work. Believe me, times will get better. We're at the bottom of a cycle. I think that definitely we're going to get out of it. There's no question about that. Every company, every business has to reinvent itself. And I think we in JFC have done that. Every other one that's going to survive this recession have to reinvent themselves.
Seniors at Home, it's based in County Galway. It provides communications solutions for elderly people living alone.
We're developing a product called the I'm at Home, and the I'm at Home is a communication device between an elderly person living alone and their carer. The device will promote confidence in the elderly person to live at home for longer, while giving the family members peace of mind that everything is okay. The concept came from Tony Kehoe during his work with Age Action based in Cork. From there, himself and John started working on it, and then I came involved to bring some technical background to the company. When the person buys the product, they bring it home, place the 3 sensors themselves in the certain rooms of the home, plug in the controller, and within 5 minutes they can be up and running. They initialize the controller by text message, and from there everything is up and running. The platform we've developed has many features that we can add into it, such as video calling, such as wireless cameras at a certain stage. The main thing is going to promote the contact between the carer and the family members. So we have the capability to expand the platform that we've developed. Some of the features might be video calling between the carer and the elderly person. Other features might be geo fence around the home. Another feature might be wireless cameras for added security. So the controller will look for activity in certain areas of the house at certain times. If there's no activity or outside of normal parameters, the carer will receive an SMS that something may be wrong. The target market for the I'm at Home is the children of elderly people living alone. The children can be abroad, can be in Ireland, and can easily access all the information via SMS or via a secure website. From the secure website, they can review the activity over time to see if there's any early signs of ailments setting in. Feedback has been very positive to date, so it's a good product, hopefully. So we're currently going to launch in the RDS on the 21st of October at the Over 50s show. From there we plan to sell in Ireland initially, and then onwards to the UK.
If it hadn't been for coming here to the Innovation and Business Centre, we probably would not be able to start up our business. They're supporting people with just basic ideas, they're supporting people who have full business plan already in place. They take anybody that really has something sound going for them, and it's without it we couldn't have done it.
I think Ireland is the perfect place to start a business because it's a smaller, manageable country. It's got 4 million people, and everybody knows somebody that's going to be important to you. And so in a way, it's a microcosm that facilitates the startup of a business that you can then replicate on a larger scale elsewhere. And it makes it much more manageable to start here.
You know, you talk to people about setting up a business, and there's a lot of people who are doing it now more than they were. And you'd imagine kind of years ago when the Celtic Tiger was here, you'd have had a lot more people who would have had the cushion to do it. You know, they might have been in a company and they might have said, well, now I can afford to, you know, take redundancy or whatever and try this out and see. And I'll get another job if it doesn't work out. And I suppose today it's a different situation. You've got people now who don't have jobs and who are looking at opportunities. I suppose when we talk about the Celtic Tiger years, people have moved home to Ireland because they could do that. So I'm hoping in time as well we'll get a lot more people that will move here to Mayo and kind of see the work-life balance as well. Not only can you situate yourself here in Mayo, but you can have a good life with it.
I can't say enough about the importance of coming into a place like this and getting involved with other people, because on those bad days, if you were alone, that would be an awful place to be in, really. So getting out and coming into places like this, getting involved with other businesses, getting out into the community and meeting other businesses even as well by getting involved in some other business organisations like the local chamber or business referral groups. They're all very important, just so you don't stay isolated, because there's great levels of support available from all those, and I would really advise everybody to do that when they're starting. Don't be alone.
That's all we have for you for this week. I hope you picked up a few ideas, and I hope you have the inspiration and courage to come west and set up your own business in the future. From everybody involved in the programme, until next week, Slán agus Banach.